Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name's Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and I'm joined by friend Mikey this week. Hello, friend Mikey.
Hello, friend Andy.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm actually thinking what the connotation of that might mean, and that's not good. Oh no. How's it going though, Mikey? How's it going this week?
I am well. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I've watched ample things this week, so
I got a hint of that there.
Yes, yeah, I've watched lots of other stuff as well. Stuff that made me sad.
Yeah, you don't have feelings.
I watched Violet Evergarden.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You don't need arms.
Oh dear.
You don't. You know what? That's a show to just like. It should just be. You don't need arms. The series.
You don't need arms to have feelings. That's true.
Modern prosthetics are shit.
yeah, that's really annoying that their prosthetics are so much better than ours. Like, ridiculous.
Yeah, but I think it is like time-wise set in like 30s-ish.
Oh yeah, by the fact they have like a biplane or something, and they primarily use trains. As like, that was a while ago. That's they're futuristic, kind of not futuristic time. Place that they're meant to be in. Anyway, we're here to talk about Transformers this week. Not a lot though. It's been dry, shall we say? Very, very dry.
This week.
Yeah. But we've got a few bits to cover, so we'll kick off with the Perfect Effect PE-DX 10G, the Godforce Warrior.
Andy, I don't want to sort of push the boat out, right?
Okay. Yeah.
That might be a 10.
No, it's 10. G.
Might be a 10. 10. Andy. Andy, do you not get this?
G.
Whiz.
It's important. So yeah, this is the Godforce Warrior, or God Jinrai, unsurprisingly. This is an extensive retool of the Perfect Effect PE-DX-10. That's different here. Jet-powered Revive Commander, obviously.
That's the one with the big fancy, the Optimus that went with the, I want to say it was a Jetfire, a really stylized G1 Jetfire in black.
It was actually a trailer that turned into a backpack and upgrade kit that looked very similar to the Jetfire from the movie design.
Yeah, I see it.
And the only
I
reason
remember
I
him.
know is because I clicked on the link.
Yeah, I did
Otherwise
that now.
wouldn't know.
I remember him.
I don't, but I'm sure we talked about it. But like I always say, they all kind of mush together in my brain. So yeah, it's an extensive retool of that, and it does indeed look extensive to give the look of your Power Master Optimus Prime design, sort of. The new design includes a new remolded head, engines, guns, tips of wings, because they're important, cannons on backpack, part of trailer, ... and a whole new chest piece for the combined form. So here are the results of what they've done. It still turns into a trailer. It turns into an Optimus Prime G1 trailer rather than an Apex Armor God Bomber kind of trailer. So that's if you're anal about that stuff. The trailer seems to also split apart into two things for the Prime, like a weird jet thing.
Vehicles. They're vehicles.
What's the other one then? Because the other one, it's a jet. What's the other one?
Feet of Death?
Yeah, I don't really know how to describe it for anyone who hasn't seen it. It's, I guess, the lower part of Power Master Optimus Prime's legs that almost look like they're being folded into a truck mode, I guess.
I mean, that would be madness.
Yeah. But that's what it is. Madness aside.
That jet looks suspiciously like a gun.
Yeah. See, I don't mind, because I kind of go through the idea of, like, future spaceship gun, like Shockwave and the Technobots for the most part. I don't mind that.
What about the battle platform?
what the shoes thing, or
Shoes of
is there
death.
is there an? Oh no, there is a battle platform.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Oh, that's a thing. God, didn't they do this shit for was it City Commander, and it had a really terrible
Yeah.
battle platform mode. Yeah, and it looked shit as well.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out here. It looks bad. I mean, the fact that it's got its little red booties front and center. Well, fronter, the frontest.
Yeah.
Is a tad distracting.
Yeah. Well, I think those are actually like what go round. Yeah. I think they're probably inside the Gajinrai form legs. And they're
Okay.
I think they're supposed to be like some sort of battle claw. And it just looks like tiny booties.
Yeah, you know, for a battle platform, I don't think battle platforms are usually meant for close combat, so having them with little claws seems like an odd choice. Right?
I mean,
don't
it does a tad.
know. No judgment. Well, slight judgment, but yeah, the battle platform to me seems like a fan mode more so than anything else.
It feels like someone had to include that because it was in the original toy.
God Jinrai, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, kinda, I suppose.
It was there. It wasn't good, but it was there.
Oh, yeah. I actually think the new head for this is actually pretty good. I'm not sure it entirely fits the normal Optimus Prime body, but for the God Jinrai, it's also a little bit on the small side. Like in the combined form, his head it seems really small and really recessed. You know, like when you
I get it.
You know those images where you have from Invader Zim, we could use the example where you'd have a bodybuilder, but their head is like at the size of a pea, and they've got massive shoulders and like neck muscles to the point where their head's been like recessed into the center of where their chest is. This gives me the same vibes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, maybe it's the angle of the photo. I don't know, but it seems slightly off. The design overall, though, I think about the proportions isn't too bad. I think it's better than the Jetfire one they did anyway.
Yeah, a bit.
What do you think, Mikey? Does this tickle your biscuit, as we say in the UK?
I like it well enough. I think I actually prefer the Jetfire one just because it looks a bit more unique. This does just sort of look like, hey, it's a Gajinrai. But it's stylized, which always tickles my biscuit. I like the overall design, the anime proportions. Also those I was wrong, Andy. Those red bits are his shoulders in the combined form.
Oh, so they are. Yeah.
Didn't notice. But no, I think he works pretty well. He looks very posable. And I like his accessory count. I think the battle platform's a joke, but it always was.
What do you think of his shank?
I mean, that is a sword that does... You get one warning with that. And that warning is, I'm swinging now.
Yep.
But no, it looks good. It looks good overall, I think.
Yeah, the sword to me kind of looks like a Monster Hunter kind of sword. Like, ridiculously big. It's neat. It's all right. Mikey, do you want to tell me about Unicron? A new Unicron that rises.
Unicron! Yes, unsurprisingly, this was apparently announced back in July.
Yes.
But, possible timing for the old prototype reveal. This is a Unicron from Zeta Toys. It's going to be ZV-02 Core Star. So yeah, this is a pretty this is a pretty on the ball cartoon accurate or movie accurate, I suppose. Unicron.
On the ball because he's a planet. I get you.
Yep. Well done for keeping up. But yeah, so he's a pretty accurate version of the character model. And to the point where he includes weird things like Unicron's back being basically Unicron's front.
Yes, yeah. I hadn't even noticed that, but that's a very good point. And I completely forgot that was a thing in the movie, and it was. But
he does have kibble. It's unavoidable. But some people have gone into like a crazy amount of depth on trying to see how he turns into the planet, and they're saying like the position of the back and everything else, it doesn't make sense. Like they don't get the transformation.
Okay.
And it is like you look at that robot mode, you do not see something that turns into a ball.
No.
Like he has kibble, but that kibble is pretty tight. and limited as well. So
yeah, especially versus the Hasbro one.
yeah, I'm assuming it basically just turns inside out, really.
I guess.
He's highly posable. He's got multiple waist joints, multiple torso joints. He's got fully posable fingers. His head comes off if you want it to be floating in space, which is a gimmick I really could kind of do without, to be honest. The only thing that puts me off his design, really, as like, and I can't tell if this is just I don't remember the Unicron model very well. His wings are on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And it looks really odd from a lot of angles.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It looks like he's about to find a Japanese girl and bad things are happening.
What?
It looks like tentacles. There's a reason for this. There's a reason for this.
Is there, Mikey?
Yes, there was. Like,
okay.
was playing something today, and it was just like, oh, this is nice and innocent. I'm sorry, she said what?
Oh no, I'm looking at the CG model. Don't be a fool. I'm looking at the animation model, and he does in fact have the wings on his shoulders.
I feel like that's dumb.
And
I feel like it's weird. None of us has ever noticed this before. Like, I'm looking at it now, and yeah, he has the wings on the shoulders.
I think that's just because in animation it looks fine.
Yeah, well, it looks like it. The thing is, in animation, it just kind of looks like normal wings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here, it looks bizarre in 3 dimensions.
Yeah, it looks... Yeah, there's something off about it.
Mm.
You know how we have the video for this figure as well, and it's got an image of it coloured? Is that an official image of it coloured, or is that a guess?
Think so. I think that's a Photoshop.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I assumed it probably was a Photoshop. I was like, I don't know. Because I think those colours are far more accurate than the colours that Hasbro are giving us, to be honest.
Didn't Hasbro say that wasn't finalized?
Oh, yeah, I think we pretty know at this point that that's more than like... Those are the colours that Unicron has kind of been stuck with for years from Hasbro. They've always given him more of a yellow than an orange, and he, at least in my eyes, was always orangey.
I still don't think that's going to lead to him to having multiple releases, by the way. But
you mean from Hasbro? No.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that Unicron's coming in this not show accurate color scheme, and then down the line there'll be a show accurate one and a few other ones, and I'm just like,
oof,
this is way too prestige.
That is hopeful on a mighty level indeed.
And but like they're angry because like Hasbro's trying to play us for fools, man, and I'm just like, you don't know how this market works.
Yeah,
sorry, but the market ain't this. This isn't Masterpiece. Like, this isn't even Masterpiece Optimus.
No.
But yeah. I think he looks good. Would you be interested in picking up a Zeta Toys Unicron, Andy?
No, but I do think this is a good run for the money of the Hasbro version, at least, and one could make the argument that it might be cheaper. It will certainly be
likely to be cheaper.
It's certainly going to be more accessible. You won't need to go through faffy extra means to get it, one would assume, because it'll be through your normal third-party distributors. So there's that in its bonus. It's, at least in my eyes, it's way more accurate to the cartoon, which is what... Oh, I don't know if that's what the Hasbro one should be. It's probably what I'd like it
as.
Yeah, and that's not what it is. Which is odd, because it is not accurate to the movie design. It's way more of a War for Cybertron, Greebly kind of design, and that's fine. But like you say, if they're marketing it as this is the Unicron from the animated movie, it's like, well, not really. That's, to me, it's like saying the Armada one is a nod to that one, and it's like, well, no, it's not. The fact that his head comes off, okay, fine. I mean, that's a thing I guess the Unicron toys have to do. And I don't mind that. I'm not a big... To be honest, the thing I don't like about this the most is its planet mode. I think Hasbro's has it beat on planet mode.
I'd agree with that. I don't like the stand at all.
No, the stand, again, Hasbro has the better stand. This seems to be like an upside-down traffic cone or something. For this one, that sits on top of another Unicron mouth, which is weird.
Also, side note, and I wanted to check TF Wiki for something to do with Unicron, and I just scroll down the War for Cybertron. They've got a link at the bottom for the Kickstarter, or I'm going to call it the crowdfunding. Go back it or get banned. I know you think that's funny, but that's actually very passive aggressive.
Hang on, what did it say?
At the bottom of the description for the War for Cybertron toy,
Yeah,
just says go back it or get banned, and they've got a link to the crowdfund. And I know they're not going to ban someone who doesn't back it, but I've seen a lot of passive aggressive talk about this toy now.
Now, you said this last week or the last time we talked about it. Do you mean
I'm not liking a lot of the tone about it.
Well, what I was going to say is, when you mentioned it last time, are you saying that you're still seeing it? It's still continuing?
Yeah.
Oh no, Mikey.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, like I don't think the extension helped that attitude, to be honest.
Well, if you just fucking backed it, Mikey, we wouldn't be in this mess.
That is true.
You're the reason that this is all going to shit.
I'm actually going to go around smashing people's ones if it does get backed. Like, I'll just show up at your house. I'll hand you a broken box.
Oh no.
Or worse, I'll hand you a box with just a tiny Galvatron in it.
There is one thing that I think, well, I am guessing, it looks like there will be a tiny bits of parts forming, because you see the bottom of them both in two, they've got the two planet modes, yeah, and they're both on the stands, and one of them has a little Unicron mouth.
Yeah.
That I mean, I've just seen that now, and I'm sure other people saw that, but that seems to be a detachable piece which went on to the other one that doesn't have the mouth on the bottom of the stand. So a tiny bit of parts forming, but still parts forming, which usually angers many people. I never really care, but some people get really antsy about that. But no, this looks decent. It's a decent competition. It's not like the KO one, which is just here's the Armada one, just bigger. So that's a plus. Hey, if they did a downscale of this to like leader scale, I'd be well up for it. And you shouldn't wish for a KO, but I'm at that stage where I usually don't want a toy that's that big. Unless it's multiple toys. That makes a bigger toy. You know. Oh, did we talk about last time where we saw the Hasbro Unicron's going to come with a tiny Galvatron he can eat?
I don't think we mentioned it.
Yeah, that was weird. That's a really weird thing.
We mentioned the beard. We didn't mention the Galvatron, I think.
Yeah, I'll throw in then the Galvatron thing looked like a gummy
crap.
toy a child had chewed on. So
It
yes,
looks
crap.
terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, no. I expect something that looks like Galvatron from the movie. Not that looks like a crap version of the Voyager from a couple of years ago. Look at his massive thighs. Oops, phone fell. Massive thighs.
It definitely had some weird proportions, and the strange thing is, I'm sure that the decoys looked better. I don't know if it's much smaller than that, or if it's around the same size.
I don't know, to be honest.
And I would maybe say that the Masterpiece, Spike, Sparkplug, and Carly, even those looking slightly nightmarish for the new Optimus Prime, look more convincing as small little tiny versions of characters than the Galvatron. Not that the Galvatron's a selling point, but it's upping the price in some way. Even if not by a lot, it's pushing it up. So, yeah, Unicron, Mikey. There's another contender. Mikey. Mikey, is this the first Unicron of many to come?
Don't be that guy, Andy.
Is this the start of
Don't
the Unicron Wars?
Oh, he said it. It's the Unicron trilogy, The Return. Go to hell. Go to hell. Go to hell. I hate that series. I really do. Like, Energon is technically worse, but I really hate the dub for Galaxy Force. I really do.
Yeah, but no, hang on. No, I was doing Armada.
No, you weren't.
I was.
Were you? That sounded like, I thought that was Cybertron.
Well, to be fair, I suppose all of the American tunes kind of mush together.
Yeah. Also, the Armada dub ain't great.
Oh, no, well, I mean, those three.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we move on, Mikey?
Please, God.
Legacy TV Coon. Transformers 35th Anniversary Commander Convoy Box Crowdfunding. You may remember we talked about this a while ago. I don't know when. Sometime. At some point we mentioned, hey, The original Optimus Prime toy was going to get a fancy TV conversion, which was going to be a golden Optimus Prime, the G1 version, on a little square box thing that said Convoy on it, and then say, I assume Convoy in Japanese as well. And it was going to come with some cardboard stuff as well.
Yeah.
I'd say cardboard nonsense, if you like. This was a crowdfunding thing, and, well, I mean, you can tell by the title of it saying, not successful, it wasn't successful. So, what was this that would have been included in the box? So, you would have gotten a golden Convoy trophy, a G1, for some reason, someone forgot to put a space in between A and G1, Optimus Prime toy in gold colours, chrome, I assume, and over a pedestal. And over a pedestal. Not on it, but over it. Hovering.
It cannot be removed
perpetually.
from pedestal. It seems you still can transform. What?
Yeah, so it would have just been, like, when it says a trophy, it means I'm guessing they would have just frozen it. Like, they would have made it and built it, but wouldn't do anything.
This is a Google Translate.
It feels like it.
You did it again, TFW. God damn it.
And I'm gonna read it verbatim because that's how I do.
Oh.
Stars. Membership kit, a repaint of the 1985 Stars kit, which includes a cardboard Transformers Convoy Center, members card, a Transformers badge, a poster, a Transformers book, and more. I don't think much more, to be honest, from the image, but okay, sure. A Transformers Super Complete Works art book. Covering packaging art from Japanese G1 original series to Transformers 2010, which was season 3 in Japan, as well as never seen concept sheets and sketches. Not never before seen, but never seen. So yeah, this didn't happen.
Nope.
So, you know.
This won't get extended till October.
Probably not. Maybe everyone should get banned because they didn't back this one.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
You know what? Where's my passive aggression now?
That's right. It failed because it was meant to be It was meant to be over by the 31st, and they only got 49% of people backed it, and they only needed a goal of 2,000 backers. Not money, just 2,000 backers, which I assume was probably. You paid for the toy, and they just needed to have 2,000 people interested in paying the full amount. So, I mean, maybe the price on this was just silly. I don't know. But it didn't reach its goal, so everyone's a piece of shit. Mikey, any thoughts?
Also, I just realized maybe it wasn't Google Translate, because the last sentence is a very great material indeed.
Oh, no.
Which we have mirrored.
We have.
A great material indeed. There were many great material included, but this is the game with crowdfunding projects.
Indeed.
This had very, very, very little that would ever interest me.
No.
So obviously I didn't back it. But I think it's a shame if you were after something like this. It had a bit of uniqueness to it. I don't understand how it's transformed if it was on a plinth.
Yeah.
Although, no, you could, like, if his feet are attached... Then as long as it's just his feet, maybe?
It would have to be it would have to be his toes, and then he would be standing stiff upright for his vehicle mode. He'd be facing upside down.
No, to be would he? Yeah, he would.
Yeah, he'd like his legs would be flat, and then his cab would be hanging off the back of the plinth or box upside down.
And then you just watch the chrome fall off as he did it.
Yay! It would be a choice. Not a good one, though.
Yep.
So yeah, okay, fair play. Mikey, do you want to take us? Actually, yeah, I'll do this one as well, and then you can do the last two because that kind of works. Collector's tip for you, the collector, who are interested and who have bought a Masterpiece MP-44 Convoy, which is Optimus Prime, of course, the third version. Some people have had issues with the knees. I saw this before we did the show last week as well. I didn't know how widespread it is, but I assume since there's a story on TFW about fixing knee.
From what I understand, it's the next in the latest series of common Masterpiece problems you hope will be ironed out by the second release.
However, this seems to be fixable, and it's not the toy exploding.
No.
So it's not good. It's not a great excuse to be like, well, the knees are fucked.
That's an insane amount of money for something.
Yeah, but at least it's not the groin of your toy exploding and cabbaging the entire thing, or the shoulder dying for Dinobot. That was it, wasn't it? Those were the last two big ones. What was the ones before that?
Well,
I can't remember.
Dinobot's shoulder exploded, but then the second you knew about it, it was easy to get around.
Right.
Because you only needed to put in some shock oil.
Okay.
And then Dinobot would work fine. It was just like, a lot of people didn't realize that off the bat, and then they started playing with it, and it just like, obviously, yeah, they broke it before they realized it was an easy fix. This seems a bit more involved.
Mm-hmm.
Megatron had something, I believe. Yeah, Megatron, you had to shave down the inside of one of the gun accessories.
What, to get his groin not to blow?
To get everything to work together in gun mode. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, sorry, that Megatron, G1 Megatron.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I think Beast Wars Megatron was okay.
Apart from the groin.
Apart from his... Yes, no, I was going to say okay, but yeah, the groin popped off, didn't it?
But it didn't pop, it cracked off.
Yeah, which is basically unfixable until the next run.
Yeah, pretty much.
Presumably will use a better plastic.
One would hope. If he's getting a second run?
All Masterpiece do.
Okay.
Like Dinobot's either getting one or he's already had it.
Ooh.
I don't know if there's been a fix to it, but I know that that's another thing. I'm getting a little tired of this. To be honest, these stories of, hey, you know this thing you've been waiting a huge amount of time and paying an obscene amount of money for?
Oh, yes.
Do it yourself.
Yeah.
Or handle it with kid gloves or whatever.
It's not a great look for Takara Tomy to have the toys kind of come out and then you need to fix them. If it's a knockoff of one,
yeah, well, the
fair
problem
enough.
is the knockoffs are usually better quality these days.
Yeah, sometimes they might need a bit of tidying up here and there, but for the most part, it's like they do come out and they don't explode.
Also, I've heard some negative feedback on this toy in general.
Oh, about what exactly?
The transformation.
Oh, because I Love Aliens seem to be enjoying it so far.
People are very complimentary about the robot and the vehicle.
Is this just how they look?
Yeah, and the action features and articulation, but apparently the transformation, I have seen it described as an over-involved pain in my ass.
Well,
so I have seen a good few comments that just like, this transformation takes a lot of the fun out. It's complex to the point of aggravating.
All right. To me, that just sounds like a normal Masterpiece toy, though.
Yeah, but these are people who are maybe saying, like, you know, this isn't like, oh, it's complex. I'm not seeing the kind of thing where it's complex and, oh my god, the Dinobot magic. Yeah. I'm just hearing it's complex and paint is scraping because things are banging together and such and such.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I get annoyed with a lot of the Masterpiece toys on their overly complex woo-woo, and then those people who like that stuff are saying this about the Optimus Prime... I mean,
which is a shame because, like, after Dinobot's paint job, and I think Megatron's as well,
yes,
I was kind of hoping this guy would be a hell of a lot more durable than Megatron, G1 Megatron.
Yeah, because I'd be like, how much paint does it need?
They had a very specific type of paint that was, like, nice and durable.
Right.
These guys don't. Maybe it's because they want to give him the shiny effect, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not exactly sorry I don't have him. I'll be honest. I mean, he looks like a technical success, but
yes,
I'm not into technical successes.
Yeah, it seems like you're definitely paying for the fact he is incredibly complex as a transformer, and if you're not into that, that's not great. But that's how it'd be and how it'd do. We won't go through like how you fix the knee because it's better if you like look at the photos and do it that way yourself if you have that. And need to tighten it up. But it sounds like you can do it, so you can improve your Optimus Primus, which is definitely a boon, especially after, like we say, you've paid all that money.
Yep.
Mikey, do you want to take us on to the last two bits of news then, sir?
Yeah. Canada is now letting you buy stuff with Optimus Prime.
Oh, Lord.
The Canadian Royal Mint is releasing 2 Optimus Prime themed toys. These are going to be available with a 3D lenticular coin, which shows Optimus Prime changing between modes, which is legally a 25 cents, which means that if you do have this, you can accidentally spend it. And available for 35 Canadian dollars, limited to 25,000 units. The second piece is legally valued at $25, limited to 3,500, and is available for 159.95 Canadian dollars, made of pure silver. So this information comes from MP Collector and CKH Tiger. So they've got pictures of it. The design of the artwork on it was by Guido Guidi. And yeah, so if you're interested, if you're a coin collector who has an interest in Transformers, this is probably pretty cool. I'm not. If I got something made of pure silver, I'd want to melt it down and get the silver out, but I know I wouldn't make any money off it, given the current price of silver. But I think this is neat if you're into the collecting, that side of the collecting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Andy.
Yes.
Can I buy your love?
You can. It won't be with a silver coin from Canada, I'm afraid to say. It's neat. It's certainly for the coin collectors out there, I suppose. Crazy as they may be, loving their coins. It seems weird. Like, why is this a thing?
No, I have seen this for lots of different franchises.
It just seems weird, at least to me. But again,
like if you're into coin collecting. And
I was gonna say, like,
interest, they cross over, you know.
Like, if you're a coin collector, you probably look at Transformers collecting and think that's bloody weird. So, I shouldn't judge. But it looks like a satisfactory looking coin. It's got a color on it, with Optimus Prime's face.
Yes.
So, yeah, neat. Yep. But weird.
The last bit of news for the week is TFCon is arranging a panel with Rick Alvarez, J.E. Rick Alvarez, who was the former creative manager at Hasbro. He was a writer and editor for Fun Publications. He'll be at TFCon DC in October 25th to 27th. So he's joining a star-studded cast of Dan Gilvezan, David Sobolov, Paul Eiding, Don Glut, Aaron Archer, Alex Milne, Jack Lawrence, Casey Collar, and more besides. This is the first one where I'm kind of glad I'm not there because it's weird. Rick Alvarez is probably a very good convention guest, but everything I hear about the man makes it sound that he's a personal and creative nightmare to work with.
Oh,
yeah, he just I like what little I do very little research into this, but anytime his name comes up, it's like he's real passive aggressive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And like
on
apparently
Twitter?
In general, like in life. Apparently, because remember he was one of the guys behind the kind of remember the sort of pretender shell style things that were being kickstarted. It was I don't remember what the company was, but it was like human figures with kind of Master of the Universe proportions who were designed after Transformers.
Oh yeah.
Apparently he didn't take it failing twice well.
Right, yeah, because it was oh god, it was the thing that Aaron Archer kicked up as well, wasn't it? Yeah.
Because they had a company together, and I think that dissolved.
Oh man.
And like he got real bitchy when he was working with the Prime guys back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean I'm just commenting on some rumors and stuff like that. He seems complicated. But yeah, I'm sure he gives a very interesting panel because as creative manager, he will have seen many of things, and as writer and editor of Fun Publications, he has many things to apologize.
Oh damn!
Yeah, it was terrible. The fiction there was largely terrible. Not always,
arguably,
but largely terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say that does it for the news.
Yeah, I think so. So, Mikey, what have you been up to this week? What have you, little Mikey, done for fun?
What have Little Mikey done for fun? A little bit. I watched The Dark Crystal.
Oh.
Because as I said, I was 7 when I last saw it.
Oh, you mean the actual movie?
Yeah. And it freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah.
So having seen The Age of Resistance, I decided to sit down and watch the movie.
Yes.
Because it is a cult classic. It is a movie that if you say it to the nerd fandom, they generally talk about it with a sense of awe and respect, and basically you will love this movie. It's got such great characters, such great everything in it. But it didn't do very well in reviews at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see why.
Yeah, I didn't like it when I watched it.
a technically amazing movie for its time.
Yes, yeah, 100%. It's fucking amazing to look at.
The visuals are excellent. The lighting, everything, the design work is something else. The film itself is bad.
Yes.
Not bland. Well, it is bland, but not like average. It is legitimately bad.
Yeah.
There's almost no plot work at all. It's all basically thrown into some exposition to start the movie. The character work is pretty terrible. The Skeksis steal the show again, but wow, it's so weird looking at them now, having seen the Age of Resistance, and where they've all got individual characters and everything else, and that the original concept for the Chamberlain was so different than what they've gone with. Like, it seems to be because he's this like simpering, I made a ploy for power and now I failed, and I'm just, he has barely any lines. I'm like the thing that that I think that became as much. He says that a lot, and that's it. Yeah. And he's probably the main antagonist, but he does very, very little.
To be fair, Mikey, he does say please, which sounds like a guy desperate for sex.
When Simon Pegg did that in Age of Resistance, because I had seen a clip of that, like, I was just like, oh god, he's channeling him. He's channeling Frank Oz.
He did well.
He did well. But yeah, wow, I'm kind of shocked by how much I did. I basically last half hour I skimmed because I was so bored. I just wanted to get to the end, and I hate the Urskeks.
The who?
The combined mystic Skeksis forms. Like, really hate their design. It's so bland.
I barely remember it, to be fair.
Yeah, why? Because there's the Skeksis and the Mystics, they have clear design elements that are the same. Yeah. Like, they're both vaguely reptilian, they both got tails, they both got forearms, etc. So I assumed that the combined form would look like a four-armed reptilian demigod.
Nah, it's just a dude.
Just a dude with bad hair. I don't like the Urskeks.
Is it tree for hair, something like that?
I don't know. I think it's supposed to look a bit like it, but I don't know.
It's bad.
But yeah, like, it's weird. It's weird to have a film that kind of, like, visually it's stunning, and then plot-wise it's just a mess. Now, I can, weirdly enough, Age of Resistance makes it better, because it's like, and this is what all those efforts led to.
Yeah, because we talked about it before, that it was like the movie is the end of the series, but you've been given none of the world building, and then Age of Resistance comes along and naturally goes, oh, this is what's happened.
Yeah, so like
weird.
If I'd seen the Dark Crystal in the last few years, like, my god, would I not have been invested in any of the characters? Yeah, but, like, I do care about Aughra, I do care about the Chamberlain in it. But it's like, I care about them because of another medium.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Also, like, someone did a prequel for something that they designed years later that was vastly superior to the original. That doesn't happen very often.
No, it really doesn't. But I suppose when you set the bar low, we can only go up.
But it didn't just go up. It just sort of, like, leapt up, like, leapfrogging. But yeah, so Dark Crystal really wouldn't recommend it for the film.
No.
But maybe for the technical experience, go watch it.
Maybe. I feel like the trailers told you most of the story that you know how we complain in this day and age that the trailers tell you the entire movie. I think that's all you'd need. Yeah, no. Do we know if the Dark Series show on Netflix is going to continue and then just do the movie but better? Or
I don't know.
Are they going to lead up to the movie and be like, okay,
I've heard it's going to be 3 seasons.
Right.
So I don't know how they're going to do it. Some people are saying they might spin off into their own thing because of a line from. I
hope they do.
I kind of hope they do as well. Yeah. But
also mainly because I can't see how this is going to go on for 2 more seasons.
I mean, I can.
Okay.
In all honesty, but I also think what will, like, the nature of the beast will be like season 3 is where it all gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Because in the Dark Crystal, the Skeksis, what little character they have is they're obsessed with killing Gelflings because of the prophecy that the Gelflings will kill them.
Yeah.
Which is a prophecy that doesn't exist yet in the series.
Oh,
So I
I
think
think it did.
there's prophecies that the sword
the-
will be responsible and the crystal
Yeah.
will be responsible. But like Deet had a vision, but the vision was Rianne putting the shard into the gem. And
Oh, see,
her
I
sitting on a
assume
throne.
I assumed that was meant to be movie Gelfling, whatever his name was. What was his name?
I assumed that as well, and Jen, I think.
Jen, that's
I
right.
thought that as well until I saw like it was followed up by her sitting on a throne, like murdering people. And I was just like, there's something else going on there.
Oh, I assumed it was a jump forward than a jump back rather than anything else.
I don't know. But Dark Crystal, it's not a great movie.
No, good show though.
Good show, but I'll leave that to Andy since I did that last week. I also came out of nowhere. DuckTales is back.
Woo!
First
Is it
three.
actually?
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen like clips online, like they've gone.
3
Ooh! I
episode-
haven't actually seen
Yeah.
any of it yet.
3 episodes have aired, and the rest of season 2 is airing next week. And the last episode is an hour-long special.
It's not on my my streaming sites. I'm just gonna have to wait.
So I'm all of mine. So
Lame.
go find a different one, Andy. But yeah, first episode is following up on what happened to Donald at the end of the before the break,
Oh yes, screaming into the void of space.
and it's real good.
Hey, it's a
Like-
Donald episode. Donald's
Yeah.
a good boy in this show.
Yeah, you also find out exactly why Donald has temper problems.
Okay.
I won't tell you why, but it makes a whole lot of sense. And but Donald does good, but Donald's a bit of a badass in this one.
Again,
Yeah.
remember
we
he
are-
was a badass at the end of season 1?
Yes.
Whatever it
when
was.
he was voiced by Don Cheadle.
That's weird.
That was very weird. But we also spend some time figuring out the moon people who are very odd people.
Mhm.
The next 2 episodes have like Della's in a weird secondary role in them. They're both no, I'm mixing stuff up. The next one after that has to do with Lena and Magica.
Mm.
Which is good. I really like that one. Especially the end. I love the end. I laughed out loud. And the last one is a treasure one where Della's got 2 subplots in it. But she is secondary. It's trying to find, like, it's one of those, like, find the old Westerner gold. Do you know what? I tell a lie. There's another episode in there as well.
Oh, damn, Mikey.
Which
on.
has to do with Louie and Goldie.
Okay.
Teaming up against the evil rich kid who is very mean to his butler parents.
Yes.
Yes, Doofus Drake.
Yeah.
Which is good, which is just uncomfortably good at times. But I'd say the treasure hunt one is the weakest.
Okay.
Just because it felt like a bit of a weird. Webby suddenly kind of wants to prove she's as good as Della, and I'm just like, her whole thing so far has been she wants to be Scrooge.
Yeah.
So this feels like a bit of an odd insertion that feels kind of like, well, she's a girl too.
Hmm.
And it's just like,
I mean, I'm sure it's still good though, right?
yeah, oh no, like it's a weaker DuckTales episode.
Oh no.
Oh no. But yeah, show is still good. Loving it. Can't wait for next week. There was also a bit of gaming.
Oh, a bit of what?
Gaming. A bit of gaming.
Oh, gaming. As I heard gaming, I was like, have you been rewatching Kamen Rider?
So we started playing Borderlands 2 on the PS4. Purely as a time eater when I don't want to like delve into some big RPG because that's all I've got left at the moment. And some visual novels. So it was all right. I mean, I don't like the Borderlands game a lot. They're fairly blank slates, but like we were on Skype at the time, and I'm just like, as a game to keep your hands busy while you're on Skype, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's also better like online as something to play on your own. Going like, I can't wait to finish this game. No, just no. And also, if you played one Borderlands, you played them all except for Tales, which is the best one. Yeah, the other game was Minotaur. This is an early access American visual novel, which is where the awkward tentacle reference came from earlier. Because they randomly at the end of it have girls say like, "This will remind me of those things you've been downloading. Shall I get some tentacles?" And I'm just like, "What?" This is totally odd considering the nature of this scene. But yeah, it's early access, so they've only got 1 route out. There's going to be 5. So it's a tenner at the moment, and honestly, I think it's worth it.
Okay.
mostly you spend time with two characters. A guy is trying to get out of a building with a lot of weird shit going down in it, and he's being guided by his AI assistant, who is very, very cheeky and quite lovable, and desperately wants to do things to him, and kind of wants to be put into an android body so she can do things to him. The characters are good. The writing's fairly good and fairly witty. I overall I like it. There are 5 endings. I got the 2 default ones, which is basically I just played through, and then like you got your left choice and your right choice.
Yeah.
So those are your 2. Like these are the 2 endings you're going to get. From what I understand, neither of these are considered a true ending for this route.
Oh, it's one of those games where you play it and then it's like, hey, play it again and get the real one.
Yeah, there's influences here from Steins Gate. There's some very, very obvious ones. Particularly in the stylization of of one of the endings. And sort of the visual design as well. One of the endings, it's not a happy ending, but it's effective, good use of music, good tone, builds up a bit of mystery, like, why did this happen?
Right.
It's not the true ending. If it was the true ending, I'd be kind of satisfied. The other ending is a kind of bullshit an M. Night Shyamalan moment of like, didn't see that coming. And no, because none of the character motivation up until now would have led to this event. This is just in here to shock people.
Cool.
And you're better than this. To be blunt. Like, I'm glad there are 3 other endings, and this can just be the weird, you made the wrong choice. You missed the point of his journey, and now you pay for it, and it just, like, it doesn't, one thing I do like is that I don't feel like a character's been assassinated in it, because it just feels like, and this is like Tekken, I finished a game as character B ending, you know? And like, here's their ending, where they're, you know, it all contradicts everything else. But no, I think it's cheap, it's enjoyable, it's got a few puzzles that are frustrating, but they have said that they'll probably work on those as they go ahead. And like, I rarely get into early access, but I think this is worth it. Like, this is probably going to cost between 40 and 50 when it's fully released.
Okay.
So I think getting it now at a tenner, and they've said all updates and everything else are free. So if you're interested in visual novels and something a bit more American with a bit of a Steins Gate thing, go in for this. The last thing is Kamen Rider 01 Episode 2.
Woo!
There was one more thing. I got a toy, but I'll wait until next week for that.
Oh, why have you not got it?
No, I do. I've talked enough.
Okay.
So 01 Episode 2, which is sort of setting up his role as the CEO of Hidden Industries, or Hiden Industries, and also introduces Kamen Rider Vulcan, which is our number 2 guy, and we get a bit of character development in him, and we get a bit of background about what's going on with the weird hidden city out in the middle of nowhere, and why are some people really against the Humagear robots. We also spend some time with Arata, the main character, and like how he treats the Humagears and how he sees them as people, and like he doesn't see them as objects, so which raises a real problem for him when they get turned into monsters that start killing people, because he doesn't want to hurt them either. The action is good. Some of the camera work is real hard to follow, and I can kind of see why this director is a little bit controversial at times. But like, there's some very, very well placed shots and well framed shots and good use of special effects. One thing though, his camera work is so frenetic. You know where they do the bits where there's 2 bikes and they're like punching each other?
Yes.
Now we all know that they're on the back of a truck when they're doing that, right?
What?
Well, yeah. But the thing is, he's waving the camera around so much. Occasionally, you see the truck.
Oh, bummer.
It sounds like it's his first time like being a head director, so
right.
I think it's just like he's kind of going all out right now. I think it'll ease back a bit, and I think that won't be the worst thing.
I wonder if the editor saw that and was like, "Fuck, we can't do anything about this."
No, this is a steady shot.
Oh no!
Or like, this is a handheld shot, one shot, kind of like tracking shot kind of thing.
Oh no!
I'm combining a lot of different concepts into one there, but no, I'm enjoying it. As an episode 2, it sets things up nicely. The main actor is still like, the comedy stuff they're doing is still a bit like, the point is he's not funny,
right?
But you're supposed to laugh he's not funny,
right?
But he's overdoing it at times. He's having that I'm new to the whole thing kind of like I'm playing my card too hard. On the other hand, when he's got more serious moments, he's actually pretty strong.
Okay.
Like, I think he'll ease into it. I think he'll get the balance. Before
he's just not there quite yet.
Yeah, like how many of the really great Rider series that turned out to have really good actors in it it was their first time in a major role.
Well, we said it last time.
Yeah.
They took Emu a while to get there. It took him a good 10 episodes or something. Or more.
Yeah, and by the end of it, I would say he's one of the strongest protagonist actors.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's real good.
There's really rare ones like the actor who played Shinosuke or the actor who was Sento, who are just like, they're just real good from the start.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if you look into them, they tend to be a bit more experienced.
Which makes sense.
But no, like, it's good. Also, there's a real funny running gag with Vulcan, who is largely just kind of an asshole, but I'm liking this gag. Which I didn't expect, which is good. But no. One other thing. I finally figured out the theming of the monsters.
Oh?
Very, very obscure extinct animals.
Oh.
So, the first one, it's a mantis, and I was like, okay, it's a mantis monster, and it's Barossa, and I was like, that must mean something in Japanese. It's part of the name of a Japanese Cretaceous mantis.
Huh.
Like, I think it's Kumibarossa, or something like that, Teruyuki. There are two monsters in this one. One is Kune, and one is Elka. And I was just like, okay, one's some sort of bat, and one's a saber-tooth. And because of the designs. But then I looked it up and just like, one's a Kunosaurus, which is a dinosaur, not a dinosaur, it's a reptile, I know. It's kind of like a lizard with, like, its ribs are spread out and form kind of a gliding surface.
Right.
And the other is, so you'd think saber-tooth, it's a saber-toothed carnivorous kangaroo.
What?
Who is so obscure, I've never even heard anyone who would have heard of it.
Oh man, okay, so they're into their paleontology stuff.
These are the deepest of cuts.
Okay.
Like, deep cuts, which makes me think, like, there must be a dinosaur form in here for some rider somewhere, and it's probably going to be like, what's the rarest dinosaur anyone can think of? Like, no one will know what this is, and we're going to use it.
So how does that make you? Are you happy about that?
I'm curious, like, because the names don't use full names as well, like, it's not immediately obvious to me what they are, which I'm liking. So I'm just... Yeah, I like the idea. I like the idea that the writers are using living animals, and the terrorist group are converting human gears into extinct ones. Yeah, it's an interesting idea, and it also makes me think the whole animal aspect of this is going to have more of a plot point, because that's a very clear distinction, you know.
I get you. Yeah.
But yeah, that was me for the week. Really. What about you, Andy?
Well, here's a question then for 01. You still say it's early days, so it's
early days.
It's not got to that point where it's like, this is the point, Andy. You should break your motto and just jump on now. No,
I would say, like, it's very clear to me. You can see the quality of the writer, because even in these early days, you can see the bits of groundwork that, you know, you and I looking back would see. Okay, like within 4 episodes of Exade, we realized what was going on here.
Yeah,
like. I don't know. I think the actor is enough to pull it back for me on that regard. I think the writing will come together pretty quick, because the guy knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how good it's going to be, but I think I'm getting into it. I'm definitely getting into it. You will be told when you need to jump on.
Sweet. Coolios. Well, for me, I did Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance, as as we were kind of drifted on earlier. I will say that I've never been a fan of the design of the Gelfling. I think they have really weird, creepy faces.
Yes.
There's just something disturbing about them. Someone actually put up a picture of Mary-Kate and Ashley, the Olsen twins. And they were like, oh, the new puppet's like less realistic than before. And I was like, haha, that's a good cut. It was a modern picture of them from however old they are now, and it's like, but no, I've never been a big fan of the Gelfling design, but I really did like the show. The show was very good, very solid. I did get annoyed a few times, especially near the end, like the Gelfling could have ended the war.
Just stab him in the face.
Yeah, you remember how they had them surrounded?
Yep. I
was just like, finish it.
Didn't have enough puppets, Andy.
But they did. All because when one of the things I didn't buy from what they kept saying was the Skeksis were more powerful than the Gelflings. I could buy that 1-on-1 because they are bigger, therefore they are stronger. I get that.
They did do the thing where basically the whole castle guard turns on them, and partly because of the essence, like, what was it, 6 of them wiped out the entire guard?
Yeah, but you'd noticed it never showed you that happening.
No.
Because I don't think they knew how to make that look convincing.
Yeah, no.
And yeah, I guess the essence was meant to beef them up. But if there's 3 of them on one Skeksis and you have 2 of them distracting them from the front, the other one goes behind and shanks them in the back. You know, it's not like they have multiple limbs. The Hunter did, but I don't think the rest of them did.
They do. They're atrophied, though. That's the idea.
All right.
They never... the idea is that, like, in their youth, they were, like, fully functional and they were lithe and they were more like the Hunter. But as they've aged and as they become more indolent and more obsessed with their own vanity and stuff, they stopped using them and they just wore away. Okay,
I wasn't sure about that because, like, I bought the Hunter. Was because they showed the Hunter kicking the shit out of everyone, and I was like, all right, yeah, fair enough. I'm down with that. He has some of the worst... You say the CGI wasn't that bad. I strongly disagree. I strongly disagree, because when that motherfucker was crawling on trees, I was like, ooh no. We've gone back to PlayStation 2. But no, I really did enjoy the show. It was a lot of fun. I'm trying to think if there were things I didn't like, especially didn't like, apart from those kind of nitpicks that I was like, the sister going evil was a bit silly.
I liked how they framed that because one thing they really push is that it's not just believing in a king or something, like they're being born into a belief system.
Totally.
And
yeah.
She's the Westboro Baptist minister. Who's just like, okay, we're confronting you with something, and her reaction is to basically say, aha, so you're the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a writing issue, if it was just me just not liking the character, which it very well could have been that, to be honest.
Yes, I think you're supposed to feel sympathetic for her. I don't think she's earned it by the end of it.
No, I didn't feel any sympathy for her at all. I was like, I'm sure she has a line where it's like, it should have been me, and I'm like, yes, it should have been.
Yeah, you have 2 sisters. It shouldn't have been either of them.
No. Yeah, and Mark Hamill was very, like, it took me 2 episodes, and then I was like, Mikey said Mark Hamill. It's the scientist.
Yeah.
It was the scientist. It took me a while, but then I latched on and was like, okay, he's him screaming, give me your essence, maybe a few too many times, and that was obviously a problem with the script. But there was a lot of screaming, give us your essence, which is fair enough. But I really like the Heretic.
He's great.
Yeah, I wish we could have spent more time with the Heretic.
I really hope he's alive by the Dark Crystal. Like, a lot of people are saying they're all like, oh, there's only 10 left, and then the Emperor dies, and I'm like, we don't, he's a heretic.
Yeah.
We don't know what the story is with them.
And because the movie is so terrible at explaining anything.
Yeah,
and everything. Who fucking knows?
I want him to be alive.
Yeah.
I want him to, because he's waited a long time.
He has, yeah. Yeah. The Heretic has an interesting thing, because he's still meant to be the dark side of their combined form. Yeah, and he's still quite amicable, and I don't know, that may be because he's fucking nuts and he's just lost it.
Like, I did do a bit of reading on some of the concepts behind it.
Okay.
Like, the initial idea was that the Skeksis, they're the dark side, but dark isn't monstrous.
Right. It's not like just pure evil.
They're more hedonism.
Right.
They're more desire. They're the need to live, the need to, like, they create, the mystics don't create.
Right.
They innovate, the mystics can't innovate. But there's a lot of selfishness in them. There's a lot of, like, they revel in life for what it is, and unchecked by anything else.
Right.
That makes you into a monster, because you will do, and like, there's the whole Skeksis subplot is that they're terrified of death.
Yes.
Partly because they're not from Thra, so they don't know what will happen to them when they die.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else on the planet knows, and they're like, do we just cease to exist?
Yeah. No, I got that point. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, like, he made a point, like, he wasn't exactly the nicest guy to begin with.
No, yeah. He said he killed a lot of people, and he was known as the Conqueror, so it's like, he wasn't good.
I like to think, like, when he had the vision, like, it brought out the better side of our darker urges. because he's still out of control and he's still mad at the Hatter and everything else. But
Yeah.
like he's the tempered hedonism.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense, but he's still kind of lost it. And I think probably being around his other side is probably a good thing as well.
Yeah, like, I also like how they did the color reversal, where the Mystic was dark and the Skeksis was light. Yeah. In terms of colors. I like that.
Versus what it's usually like, yeah. No, it's a very, and on a technical level, it's an incredibly impressive show. Yeah, so I strongly... I will say, though, that another thing... one thing that I think the movie does better than the show is the Dark Crystal draining essence from people. Because I think it's freakier when they're doing it to the podling in the movie, and you see the podling, like, shriveling up and stuff.
Yeah. I'm sort of wondering if a lot of these concepts are, and then, we refined the process.
Maybe, or my assumption was, I mean, we're going dark, but we can't have them shriveling up like nightmarish prunes.
Honestly, I'd say the series is darker than the movie.
Well, in concept, they have the death and whole stuff like that, but I think that the visual of seeing the little innocent podling going, is more horrific than them just kind of popping into glitter and goo.
One thing I gotta ask, did you realize that was Simon Pegg?
Only because you'd mentioned it the week before.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
It is. He does a very good job at emulating the Chamberlain, from what I recalled from what he sounded like from the movie. And he does a good job.
I've got to give credit, like, for picking people who can voice act.
Yeah, especially like him, because the last thing I saw him in was The Boys, and he was putting on an American accent, and I was like, oh no, Simon Pegg, oh no, you need to be stopped. But no, he was good in this, so I was kind of surprised by that. So I did that. That was a lot of fun. I finished watching Violet Evergarden, and I will say that I didn't feel any sympathy from any character bar Violet. Like, there's the little girl in a Mum episode, and I was like, fuck that little girl. But then Violet goes home and starts saying, I could barely hold back my tears for the entire time. And I was like, no, Violet! No! You're making me feel emotional. Fuck that little girl, though. Yeah, fuck off. No, it was a good show. It's not a show I think I'll go back to and watch again.
Very hard to, I think.
Yeah, there is that, but it's not my... I don't think it's my... Like I said last week, it's not really my kind of show. But it is kind of one of those ones which I think is good to watch, as long as you don't mind feeling feelings and whatnot. And it was very well animated. Obviously, we talked about that last week as well.
Yep.
Yeah, it was interesting. It's hard to say it's a hard recommendation, you know?
It's one where, especially the kind of circles we move in, we just have to say, listen, there was no explosions, or very few, but it's worth your time.
Yeah, and the explosions aren't for, oh shit, let's get hyped.
Yeah, it's bad explosions.
It is, yeah. Was there anything I didn't like about it? It seemed it went quite quickly.
It's
like
only 8 episodes?
13. It's 13 episodes. Yeah, it wraps up very quickly. You have a few standalone kind of episodes where she's just doing a job, and then we kind of quickly ramp up to the end with the whole train heist thing. And I never felt good about the brother of Gilbert. Is that what his name was? Gilbert?
Yeah.
I didn't like him at all. He was just a dick. He was a douche canoe. But no, Violet Evergarden. Worth a watch probably, but it's not an action show at all. So, you know, if you go and be prepared for that kind of stuff. Did I watch anything else this week? I don't think so. I mean, I did my usual Lord Elmaloy II case files and Demon Slayer. They are still very much exactly what they're doing, which is good. I've got another episode of Vinland Saga to watch. Have I said much about Vinland Saga? I just started that.
It's like Berserk.
Yeah.
What you said.
Yeah, it's still good and entertaining. Is it? It's maybe not as deep at the moment because we're just kind of going through the invasion of England. So it is fun to watch, but it's not as deep as maybe Berserk got. But maybe we're just kind of building up to that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's still early days in an anime when you're on episode 8, I suppose. But yeah, I also got some stuff. I finished building Gao Gaga Genesic from last week. He has a weird, funky problem where, you know, the what they called the Gao machines. Is it a dolphin and shark?
It's a dolphin and a shark. I can't remember what their name is.
No, I don't remember either. The way that they connect into the torso is there is a square grey piece that goes in. You'll understand this, and people who know how Gao Gaga kind of transforms will know this. You know how the arms open up?
Yeah.
And those would connect inside. You put these two cubes on each side to simulate the joint, and they kind of go on very small rails. One of them goes on fine, the other one doesn't, and whenever you kind of twist the arm up, it kind of dislodges from the joint. I went on Facebook and asked one of the people I'm friends with who already had it what he did, and he said just kind of thicken up the cube, the part that goes on the rail, so I'm going to have to do that to help that out. Apart from that, it's a good kit. It's more solid than the previous Gao Gagas, but it's still a bit on the wobbly side. And that, I think that's just due to it being a model kit, so they don't have the money to, you know, take it up to the, you know, sort of Chogokin levels of security. And I think it is just generally the problem of it trying to be Gao Gaga. You know, that is an incredibly difficult design to get to work like it does on screen. As we've said before in the past, it's like ridiculously difficult to get that to work. So I think they did a very good job, and it looks great. At the very least, he comes with the will knife, and he comes with the rest of the gadget tools, which is pretty sweet. A few different bits for the whatever the driver is that he has. I don't remember the Genesic driver. I think it was.
Oh, it had a name.
Yeah,
bolting driver.
The bolting driver. It's got like 3 different points you can put on the end of that, which is quite neat. Its wings open up as well, which is really cool. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I've enjoyed it a lot. I got Razor Claw and Tantrum, I think, from my KO Predaking. So I've got a complete Predaking. He's a fucking big boy. He, like, I you know, you see the pictures and whatnot, but fucking hell, he is massive. Problem with mine is Rampage, the kitty. The kitty arm is very loose around his hip, so he doesn't have a very good elbow joint for Predaking. So I don't know if there's anything that can be done to that. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. But I don't know if the normal release had a light in Predaking's head. Do you know?
I don't think so.
Okay, this one does. To the point where the LED kind of bleeds through most of his skull, which is a bit distracting, but it's quite nice. The cannons are cool on his shoulders. His hands are good. His feet are really good and solid. In person, I don't even mind how tiny his waist is. It is small, but it's not as egregious as it was in pictures. I think if you can get the Predacons cheap, go for it, whether it's the KO or the official one. One thing that surprised me about the KO, which I didn't think it would have, it actually has the Prime Master, whatever that was called. You know, he had the Prime, the Beast Matrix or something, didn't he?
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, it's actually on the KO, which I didn't think it would be. I thought they would have just cheapened out and just gone, no, it doesn't do that, but it's there. And I was like, oh shit, okay. No, I'm quite happy with it. I need to buy him the sword probably, because that was you could either buy these much later on. They sold this KO set as a big set in a big box that came with the sword. I'm going to have to buy the sword separately because I got them individually when this set wasn't a thing. But no, I'm fairly impressed. Wouldn't actually say no to the Devastator. The problem is the Devastator isn't this size. If I wanted a Devastator, it would need to be the official one at that scale at least. So
yeah,
that's something. But no, fairly happy with him. Pleasantly surprised with the Transformer that I got in recent years and went, because it feels like it's been a while since I got a newer toy.
Yeah.
From the TF series. I also bought and built today, because I got it through the post and whatnot, the Go-Sauruser 1:300 scale. Do you know this, Mikey?
The name's familiar.
It's from the... Do you remember it was one of these super robot shows that I think was going on around the same time as Gao Gaga, dinosaurs that school
that...
kids from a not even a high school kind of pilot, like a elementary
Is it
school.
a Brachiosaurus or something like that?
A Brachiosaurus, a Stegosaurus, and a Pterodon or pterodactyl or whatever you want to bloody call them. You're the expert here. I got the dark version because I'm a fucking edgy boy. Oh yes, I prefer the colors as it went with like lavender, maroon, and dark blue rather than the standard hero colors of red, blue, and white. So I liked it. Visually, I thought it was a lot more interesting than the standard one. I'll just grab you a picture and send it over because that'll give you reference to look at.
A picture.
And picture. It does do the whole full transformation thing.
Oh wow, that's real nice.
Yeah, like you can look at that and see like the pink stuff would be blue. The maroon stuff, I think, for the most part, is the red sections. So yeah, I thought it was cooler to look like that personally. He does form each of the individual modes, or the individual animal forms. He also has his really shitty jet mode. I don't blame the model kit for the jet mode being tat. I think it's just the jet mode is tat in general. Because it's design. Yeah, it's Gundam Wing. It's that kind of idea. No. Here's a picture of the jet mode if it's sent through. It's the idea that it's like, oh, it's a jet, and it's like it's not. It's a robot lying down.
Yeah, that's quite bad.
Yeah, and that's
those
why
are really nice dyno modes.
They are. They're fairly decent as well. Like you do get a lot of. Well, actually, I've got it combined, and the pieces I have left over, which are kind of stuck on an extra piece that they give you to stick extra parts on. You have the Brachiosaurus head, which includes the neck bit.
Yeah.
You have the two side panels, which are for a more anime accurate look if you want to take the side skirts off. And what's the other thing that's on? The nose cone for the jet. That's it. Everything else is contained on the robot, which isn't that bad, really. So I think this kit is really solid. It was good fun to put together. It's not perfect because it is a model kit, so it is a bit like if you pick it up and shake it, it's going to flail about a little bit more than an action figure would. Yeah. Because of the arms turning into the pterodactyl legs, the elbows don't lock in properly, so they can kind of drop down into the forearm because you kind of drop them down to give it more of a chicken leg look. So when you raise it up back into the position where the elbow would be for the robot mode, it doesn't like click into place or anything like that. Not a major thing, but could become a thing over time. Is there anything else that I really don't feel great about it? The bicep doesn't connect. Like it's not the hardest connection into the shoulder joint. So that could come out a little bit easily. Not massively easily, but just a little bit where it would be better if it kind of clicked into position. But overall, it's a really solid kit. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I've got the other one, which is mainly a T-Rex and then massive guns. I can't remember what it's called. I've got that on pre-order or back order, I should say, on HLJ.
Is that a standard or a dark again?
No, there wasn't a dark version of this one, which I've sent you the picture for. He's got two giant guns on his shoulders because Japan. Yeah.
It's very Gundam. I think really? The color scheme, it just makes me think of what's the one from Wing? The green one from Wing.
Oh, Shenlong.
Yeah, just the color layout.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah. Though we do mock people for saying it looks like a Gundam.
I know. I'm part of the problem.
As long as you know, yeah, goddamn.
That's a nice T-Rex design.
Yeah, the T-Rex is really neat. I'm sure for the T-Rex mode, there's a lot more parts that just you have to throw away to get it into the T-Rex mode. But I'm getting that. Like I say, there's apparently no dark design for that. But I'm okay. I'm good. I'm fairly happy with the design of it. It's a decent kit. It's worth grabbing, even if you get just the normal standard colored version of the kit. If you like those hero colors, it looks like it still works visually. I just prefer these darker ones because Edge Boy.
Edgelord,
Andy. No, it's great. It's worth picking up, especially if you want a fun little kit. Is there anything else? I think that's pretty much it. I'm looking around. Yeah, that's it. I was spending a lot of time building models really this week, whether it was Gal or Go Sauruser. So, Mikey, we do have a question we can go to.
Is it why or how?
Not yet. We got a message last week, I think it was. Excuse me, from Skirt. So we're going to do Skirt's question.
Skirt.
Hey, Andy and Mikey. That's me and you.
No, it isn't.
Like Mikey, I don't. I'm
No,
very
I'm not.
excited. I'm very excited about how Cyberverse seems to be taking the Beast Wars / animated approach, developing a bit of a darker edge as the story progresses. Oh, I did try. Side note: I did try and watch the first episode of Cyberverse, and it seemed like they just started on the moon, and I was very confused, so I stopped.
Yeah, they just start in the moon. They just say time skip.
Okay, because I was watching it, and I was like, "Do I need to go back an episode?
No.
Because it feels like I've missed a lot."
There's a time skip, but it's like 30 seconds, like a minute in after that, they give you like the rundown of, and this is what happened in between.
Right. I think I saw that because I saw the top 10 or top 3 robot fails, and I was like, who are all these new characters? I mean, I know who they are, but who are they in the context of the show? It was weird.
They're new, Wendy.
I was also a bit dismayed where it came up with 5 minutes went by, part 2. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's Cartoon Network being dicks. I don't know why they're doing this.
It's 5 minutes.
Really don't. Why they're dividing them up like this?
No, because you've already divided them up. You don't then divide it up again. That's mad. It's crazy. Anyway, sorry. Back to the question. But given the darker, more adult theme is what the more adult themes is what the upcoming Netflix War for Cybertron show is said to be meant for. I thought I'd ask you both: is this a sign Cyberverse won't stick around much longer? ? And if it does, is there a space / audience enough for 3 different Transformers shows? That being Cyberverse, Rescue Bots Academy, and War for Cybertron, plus a potential new Transformers movieverse around the corner, all airing around the same time, even if intended for slightly different or not so slightly different audiences. So, do you think it can survive?
I think it can. Whether it will or not, that's up for some debate, I suppose, but we don't know. Honestly, I have no idea how successful it's actually been.
Cyberverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. Because, I mean, I don't know about you, do you... I mean, you're more connected to the fan base, I suppose, than I am, because you go into these places and I stay away. Is there a lot of talk on Cyberverse that you've seen?
No, but I will also admit I haven't really been looking for it.
Okay, that's fair.
It's I mean, I like it. I think it's got potential. I think in the current environment, it's certainly playing to what something like Cartoon Network would be marketing, which is the time and everything else. I hope it does. We'll see. Basically,
yeah.
I don't think doing the slightly mature thing would affect whether or not it succeeded, because I think the visual style, the fact they're robots, everything else, those work in the favor, and it's not like it's going for like prime levels of dark. But I don't know. I think I don't know what they'd follow it up with. Just because if this failed after a season or 2 seasons, and like not just like, okay, we've done the run, but actually failed, I would be really nervous, particularly if they stuck with Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think that would be a partnership I'd like to die, but I'd also like a lot of decision making behind Cartoon Network these days to go away.
Do you think it might be better if they just fully moved over to a streaming site for Transformers, like if they moved over to Netflix or something? Because I'm not sure that would help. It might be good in some ways, but
maybe,
I don't think for the brand it would be the best.
No, I don't. It's difficult because it's, we all say, oh, move to streaming, but because, all the great ones are on streaming these days and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But let's recognize that these are children's shows, and they, a lot of parents may not be. They don't want their children on a tablet or on a phone or on a computer all day, every day.
Yeah.
And they would probably prefer to have a TV experience as well.
And some of these shows that get put on streaming sites don't get advertised because it seems like there have been cartoon shows that go on Netflix which don't get promoted. Like, I don't think Dragon Prince got much of a push at all, did it?
No, not at all, not at all.
I know She-Ra has had a really big push from Netflix, but Dragon Prince didn't, and I would say Dragon Prince was a better show, more interesting. And I don't think has it got season 2?
Yes, no, like I think they've confirmed at least 5 books.
Okay, because there have been a few other shows that I know of that came out. Tuki and Birdie, I hear, was a show that came out, which no one heard about.
I heard the name before.
Yeah, I had no idea what it was, and that was due to like Netflix not doing any promoting of it or anything like that. So
yeah,
if
they
Transformers
don't promote their shows, they just stick them out, and then sometimes you'll get YouTube ads.
And sometimes they'll bury them. To be fair, like sometimes they'll bury them underneath like more, I guess, popular things like The Office was the meme for a while. Like everything was underneath The Office or Office reruns or something. Yeah. So maybe Transformers going just to Netflix or just to a streaming site maybe wouldn't be the best. It depends on what the viewing habits are primarily for kids these days.
Yeah, I'm also like real dubious about the Netflix series for War for Cybertron.
Yeah, definitely, because we know who's working on it, so...
Yeah, and I have no faith in them.
No, I don't think we need to worry about Rescue Bots Academy, because that's like almost not Transformers at all, because it's aimed at such a young audience. You never need to worry about that show.
No, that's plowing away joyfully, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. But versus this War for Cybertron series, I have zero faith in War for Cybertron series. Zero faith. Like, I haven't been the biggest fan of Cyberverse, as I mentioned a good few times, but I would take 1,000 RIDs, not the good RID from the early 2000s, I mean last Transformers show RID, over more of War for Cybertron, Power of the Primes, YouTube series stuff. Jesus, holy crap.
Those creators have, like, my only hope is that, right, what we're getting now, it's been partially influenced by Rooster Teeth. And all right, we're going to get this, and then the next one in the trilogy is all under their auspice. Yeah. But one, there's no guarantee of that because it's a real strong likelihood that what happened was after Machinima collapsed in itself, they took up a license of an already completed show. Mm-hmm. And two, I just don't trust those creators. Those creators have proved the writers for those shows. And I'm, people say, well, Brandon Easton's in there, and I'm going to say, okay, he was involved in Power of the Primes, which was terrible. Yep. And he wrote a really bad Transformers comic, which felt like the worst kind of fandom nonsense.
Which one was that?
The Deviations one, which was basically, hey, what if Optimus had survived the movie because everyone from Season 3 was an idiot and died?
And I don't remember that.
It ends with basically Rodimus sacrificing himself, and it's just like, but that's how Rodimus redeemed himself. And I hate it when people think they have to redeem Hot Rod.
No, yeah, it doesn't need redeeming.
That's not the point.
No.
But I'm just real damn dubious.
Yeah, and to be fair, we still haven't seen at this point. We still haven't seen anything for that show. But I think as soon as we see something and it looks exactly the same, potentially as the YouTube stuff, I know that I'm gonna groan. I'm probably gonna send Mikey a message that's just
help me,
because I'm gonna go and say we're gonna have to watch this, and I don't wanna.
No.
Right. So, P.S. I managed to catch the first 4 episodes of season 2 of Cyberverse that were released early in French a few weeks back. A benefit of being bilingual in Canada. I never expected. Yeah, that's fair enough, actually, yeah. They actually called the new Lugnut, in quotations.
I know what's going on with that.
Oh?
So, in a lot of languages, her name is Lugnut.
Mm-hmm.
In English, her name is Clobber.
Yeah, that's odd.
Which I am honestly wondering if that's like partially a licensing thing. After all that
maybe.
fuss, it's just like maybe they just in English territories couldn't get the license for the name Lugnut.
It very well could be.
I mean, I'd prefer it to she's a girl, so we renamed her.
Yep.
Because that would be real dumb.
Yeah, it's more likely to be the legal excuse, I would imagine. I'll finish the little thing here. Lugnut, we were told, is a brand new character, just Lugnut, in quotations. Really makes it seem like they switched it only in English, which is what we mentioned, seemingly because of fan reaction, which is a bit of a bummer if that's true. Or it could be the legal thing.
I definitely don't think that's true, because
that would be odd if it was.
Within a day, they said, oh, the character was never named Lugnut.
Yeah.
Like, in the same day.
Yeah.
And you'd have to be real sensitive to fan reaction, and I didn't see much bad fan reaction. I saw some, because there's always some, but most people are just like, Lugnut! Oh my god, it's Lugnut! Yes! And
I think to be fair as well, like, I wouldn't be surprised if when a potential toy for Lugnut comes out, if they don't just call it Lugnut, because they might have got the license back by that point. And if not, you know for a fact that everyone's just going to call that Transformer Lugnut anyway, because it's Lugnut, right?
Yep.
Right. PPS. PP. Last thing, I swear. Though you probably already know by now, Mondo is the brand doing the stylized Soundwave and had the sketches for the RCN Bumblebee in the Figure King magazine.
I didn't know that.
Neither did I. Though they are mostly known for t-shirts and high-quality, artist-driven movie posters, they have done figures now and then. They actually did make some, in quotations, mecha versions of Batman and Captain America recently, which, though not my cup of tea, seemed pretty cool. Here's a link. Let me grab the link. And I'll send
that's a proper action figure too. Like I saw this. They've got a BTAS Batman. I've seen this before.
Oh,
it's a proper full-on action figure. Like really, like it looks bluntly, it looks better than the DC Legends one.
Damn. Some harsh words from Mikey.
That was a disappointing toy line.
What was? Sorry.
DC Legends.
Batman
at the end.
Oh, these are neat. These are silly and neat.
Let me see. Why am I
Ew. They also, if you keep scrolling, there's also a pin of the movie Hulk with glasses on, and I don't agree.
Oh, don't get me started. Okay.
Below that though, they have Spider-Verse pins, so it did get better.
Blitzwing.
Yeah, you need to scroll a bit further down.
Load faster, you piece of. Oh god, I scrolled too far and it's into the pins. I'm just like, feck off, Endgame. I hate the Professor Hulk. I really hate the Professor Hulk. I hated him in the comics. I hate it. Wow, those are actually real good.
Yeah, aren't they?
Those are fully posable action figures as well. Like, those are real good.
The weird thing is, I think the Batman one works. I think if you replace the Captain America paint, it would look better on that one, because that one to me doesn't, apart from having a shield, isn't very Captain American-y, if you want to have that as a pretend word. But if you gave that like a military color scheme or something like that, that'd be really good. But the Batman one works really well for being Batman, mainly because he has a silhouette to work from.
They've done a Dad of Boy as well.
Have they? Oh man.
And some Masters of the Universe.
As robots?
No, just Dad of Boy.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But honest, they're doing a Mr. Freeze. Like the good Mr. Freeze. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised by how good these action figures look.
Yeah, they're interesting. They don't look too bad. I mean,
it's a real nice Skeletor.
It probably means that the Transformer ones will be handled well. Well, I mean, I say that. I mean, I say that, but I don't know if these figures have ever been released at this point. Maybe they're coming out, but maybe they haven't came out, and they might just be fucking terrible. I don't know.
Yeah, but I really like that Batman. Is really working for me.
Same, yeah. They should do him Azrael colors.
Yeah, I mean, Captain America looks a bit like a Pat Labor someone gave a shield to.
I'm down with that. I'm okay with this.
Yeah. Kind of surprised. Go Mondo.
Yeah, not bad.
Go Mondo. Show us what you got.
Yeah, I would agree. We're going to leave it there. We're going to do a Tendermon question next week because it literally just rolled in as we were talking here. So we'll
have terrible
save
timing.
That one. Damn, says Mikey. Mikey, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter as Irish Paleo. You can find me on YouTube as DWolfie3 because I don't get paid and I'm not doing toy videos, so I'm not losing income.
Damn,
it's not going well.
No,
I think a sub industry is dying this week.
It kind of feels like it.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's for the children, Andy.
Oh yes,
it's for the children.
Of course.
If you'd like to leave us any feedback, guys, you can leave us at moonbase2@gmail.com. You can send it into our Patreon. You can send it into our Twitter, our Facebook, our Libsyn account. Send us a pigeon. I don't care. We'll take anything.
I probably wouldn't take a pigeon.
I wouldn't mind a pigeon.
I think you would.
You get a message and you get a meal at the same time.
I don't think pigeon meat is desperately good meat.
I don't know. I've never had it. You'll know.
I've heard not great things about pigeon meat.
I think that's an unfair bias.
They are the rats of the sky. They can't be good food.
I don't know. Blackadder told me there was a delicious plump-breasted pigeon.
Are you sure they were talking about food? And not something raunchy?
Oh, dear. But, get in contact, guys. We'd love to hear from you. Andy!
Yes.
Who are you? Where are you from?
You can find me on Twitter, CCTFW, on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. You can find this podcast on Moonbase 2 forums, on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. You can also head over to the Patreon, which is Moonbase2, patreon.com/Moonbase2. If you do $2 each month, you get the extended version of From the Files of Teletron 2. You also get it a week early where we talk about all the comics. And you also get exclusively Moonbase Woo Woo, where you and Jai, I was like, what the fuck did we do last time? You and Jai talked about DuckTales 2017, which was right, wasn't it? It was 2018 to 17. It was whenever it came out. One of the two. I think 17, actually. And you can head over to ccbunker.weebly.com and see all the other stuff, and where it's just another place to contact us if you like as well. So there you go. Cool. Well then, Mr. Mikey, thank you for joining me on this this episode for yet another week of Transformers news.
Such as it was.
Woo! And until next week, everybody, we will catch you later.
I'm getting a fly swatter.